Hello, Tahlee.
Hello.
All the way from Glasgow.
Yes, different time zone, different time of the day.
And we got here. We got here in the end. We made it work.
Yeah.
um, so, Tahlee, you graduated from your mastership in August. Was that right? I was trying to
I
remember.
was I was thinking about it today as well. I think there's a few months this year that disappeared, and
Yeah.
I was trying to think of my timeline, and I think it was either August or September, because in my mind I got here in September, but I think in between lockdowns it was early September, because I know that we couldn't do it face to face.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So you finished up in that's right. I think it was beginning of September, and then can you just talk to us a little bit about because you like steamrolled through your Reiki training with me, which I love. I love that some people come into it and they're just pulled to do level one, similar to me, pulled to do level one, test the waters, see how it goes, and then slowly continue on. But you just came in at level one and you're like, yep, I'm here and I'm ready to go and I'm sign me up for the whole thing. So can you just talk to us about, I guess, what was going on in your life at the time when you started learning Reiki with me, and then I guess how you came to the decision that you wanted to just continue on and that you knew that it was the right thing for you.
Yeah, so I found you through Ash Bell, and I'd had Reiki with one practitioner before I met you and before I even thought about studying Reiki. And it was something I really wasn't even looking for. Like I was not even looking into it. I wasn't researching it. And, it comes to you when you need it. It really kind of popped up when I was ready to process stuff, which I think is why I plowed through the levels so fast. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to study Reiki, and here I am. But I'd had Reiki a few years earlier working with a psychologist, actually. She recommended some body work and energy work to help me connect with my emotions. And then I put a pause in it. I didn't go back and see that practitioner for probably 12 months. And she was beautiful. She was what I needed at the time. And I think in between then, I just had a lot of grief to process. I had a lot of emotions. I'd had a career path end. I'd had two of my best friends just part from my life in the same situation. So I was kind of really deep in grief. I'd had a particular future that I thought was going to be my career kind of pulled out from under me. And I saw Ash, who was one of my clients from that career path back in the day, started posting that she was doing energy work, and I was just so intrigued, and I adored Ash and knew that I loved her and I was interested in what she was doing, and that's how I found you. And I think I followed along with Nourished for a little while, and I can't even remember why I decided to register. I think I was just at a point where I was like, let's see how this goes. There's people that I love that do it. Let's see how it fits for me. And there I was, and I showed up on day one of level one, and I felt really out of my depth and really out of my comfort zone, and I loved it. Like I loved everything about Nourished Energy and learning with you, for sure.
Oh, I love that. I love how you just embrace it. Yeah, you felt out of your comfort zone. Like this was different and it was new, but you still went with it, didn't you?
Yeah, and I think that really set the tone for why I moved through the levels in the way that I did too, because I had no expectation. I didn't know what was going to happen for me. And then after I experienced what happened for me after level one, I was captivated, and I still didn't really understand it. And I wanted to understand more, and I was ready for it. So yeah, I wasn't sure. I remember thinking after level one, gosh, I want to do my mastership. And then thinking, you're getting a little bit ahead of yourself, Tahlee. Like, how about you figure that out first?
I love it. I love it. Can you talk about how I mean, when you came into it, obviously it was you were drawn to the self work, but also drawn to maybe getting into a career using energy work. How did you go about realizing that, yeah, this is for me, and I actually want to become a practitioner. Like, yeah, this is my calling?
Funnily enough, I think in the past, I've been really driven by my need to support others, and I love helping others. And in the past, I'd done a lot of study to help upskill me do that. And Reiki was something that I did for myself. And I really tried to just enjoy that. Like, I tried to not put the expectation on myself because I'd done that so much in the past. So I think I always knew it was going to happen. Like, from day one, I can't help but share the things that I love. And I knew it was going to be kind of the way that I went. But I think when I got into level 2, I'd already started talking about it with people. And as these things happen, I started talking about it, and people wanted to jump into this thing that I had such a passion for that they didn't understand. And to this day, I end up with a lot of clients who come into Reiki and energy work for the first time, which is beautiful. Like, I find a lot of a really wide group of people that just want to explore it because they know that I love it and I have such a passion for it. So I think maybe level 2, when I went into practitioner level, a part of me knew I was doing it because I was going to have people that wanted to receive. But yeah, in my mind, that's where it was. But I really just tried to commit the whole undertaking for myself primarily because I'd never really done that in this way before.
Yeah. And, I absolutely love that you embrace that too, because a lot of people think that you have to start learning Reiki because you want to become a practitioner, because you want to help others and heal others. But that is absolutely a benefit of it. But we know that to become the best practitioner, we have to do the self-work. And so Reiki, first and foremost, is really a reconnection to our truth, right? It's reconnecting to who we really are. And I remember actually being really surprised when you came in for our first session for your mastership, and you said, yeah, I'm doing the mastership. But you said, I want this to be about me. Even though you were, like many practitioners, you were just at the beginning of this game of, starting out your business. I know you'd been working with people in health and wellness before, but in terms of becoming a Reiki practitioner and a sound healer, and working with energy, that was, you were just building that up. But you knew that I have to do this for me. And I absolutely loved that. I really loved that you were actually honoring that you needed that time, that you needed that space. And it was a significant time in your life, right? Do you want to talk a little bit about, I guess, when you'd sign up for the mastership? We didn't even know if you'd be in Melbourne, right? We didn't know where you were going to be and what that was going to look like. So maybe just talking a little bit about that and how the mastership process, like, hopefully helped you through that journey and getting you ready for your next transition.
Well, I think it was really that, wasn't it? It was readiness and it was preparedness. And I think that was a really big gateway into where I am now. And you talk about it being an initiation, and that's what Reiki is, right? It just reinitiates you every time you think you think you've got a handle on it, and then another door opens and turns out you just at the start again. And that's a beautiful thing. And that's kind of where I was. I think I was really transitioning, not just out of that grief, because the earlier levels really helped me cement who I was and gave me the confidence, I suppose, to keep going. But I am in Scotland now, and I knew when I started that I would be in Scotland, but I wasn't sure what would happen with visas and how long it would be and if I'd even be able to finish it. And initially we thought, my plan was to save up money for the mastership because I was doing the visas and the travel, and then we would do it from Scotland, that we would do it via this wild intercontinental Zoom party. And funnily enough, we did that anyway in Melbourne. But I think it helped me transition into the person that I am now. And I'm so grateful that I did that work before I came.
Oh,
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, this is just, I've been in Scotland 2.5 months, and, moved to the other side of the world to be with my husband, and my dog came with me, and so much has changed, and I'm so much better supported now because I did the mastership. So it really helped give me the foundations to jump into a really wild journey.
Wow, I love that, Tahlee. That is so beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. And um, I know that a big part of your mastership was um, getting you to soften, because you're a powerhouse. You're an absolute powerhouse. Like every time I connect with your energy, and I remember saying to you constantly, like, wow, like you've got so much work to do here, and incredible work, and yeah, you're an absolute powerhouse. But it was also getting you to go within and to soften and to acknowledge how important it is to also be vulnerable, right? Do you want to talk a little bit about that, and how that, at the start, I think it was a little bit of a challenge for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I actually, I say it's funny, but it's always meant to be, right? The people that come to me are the ones that are as frustrated with their lack of progress, with their forward momentum. And that was really me, like always trying to force the outcome, and I got this and I'm okay. And it's, well, first of all, you don't need to be okay. You're allowed to not be okay. And yeah, like I think that was definitely my big lesson of the mastership, was just finding the space to exist, and to let go of the expectations. Because yeah, I think for so many reasons I've had to be something for someone else, or to the people around me, my family. I was always a big carer, and this was really about just being honest. I think being honest with who I was, and being able to love the person that I am rather than the person that I feel I should be. And I'm still learning that lesson. It's I laugh a lot sometimes in my mind when I'm presented with something, and your voice pops into my head, Loretta, and I think, this is okay. You're allowed to have a hard time moving to the other side of the world, and what can I learn here? What can I keep trying to make space for, rather than deciding what I think I should be doing or how I should be reacting. So vulnerability, it's my word of 2020 for sure, and I'm sure for many more.
Oh, I love it. I'm getting, just hearing you talk, and I'm just getting all the chills, all the feels. It's really, really beautiful, Tahlee. And I get to sit here and um, even just really just sitting with the fact that you've really changed. Like, we talk about, people transforming, and they change, and but when we can even feel that in their vibration, like, that people have really changed, and they've really taken on um, everything that we worked through during the mastership, all of that time together. And I know that, just like I said earlier, that Reiki first and foremost is for us. I know that you now are able to, exactly like you said, you're able to also hold that space for your clients when they're coming to you and saying, oh, why aren't I here? And, instead of here, and I've done all this work, and why isn't it happening? And the impatience, and, and yeah, and expecting that you need to do it all the time, and you have to be like this, and you have to be like that. And when we let go of all that expectation, and soften, and just really acknowledge who we are, and having that compassion for ourselves, oh, it's so nice. It's like a whole weight is lifted off our shoulders, right? And now you're able to do that so beautifully for your clients as well, which I know that you do. And even if you were doing it beforehand, I know that you get to do that. It's almost like you're walking the walk, you know what I mean? You're actually doing it with them, and that's really powerful. That's really, really powerful stuff. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing now, and what are you doing in Scotland, and tell us all about Heart Space.
Lots of really exciting things. You'll probably have a laugh at this, but when I first got to Scotland, I had this plan, right? This plan to, hit the ground running, and keeping in mind this year I'd worked full time in Australia as well as developing my business on the side. So I was doing some very silly hours, and I thought, oh, when I get here, I'll explode and everything will happen at once. And I could not get out of bed for like 3 weeks when I got here. And I just tried to embrace that. But, I put all this pressure to do and do and do. And again, another lesson. And Loretta popped into my head and I laughed. But now I've really got some momentum behind me, and I'm so excited. As of January, so in 2 weeks I will be launching an online platform for my website, which is really exciting. I don't think we've talked about this yet. I think we talked about it during the year, but my some of my clients are trialing it at the moment, and it's just got a lot of beautiful practices. I think a lot of my clients were really seeking support outside of their sessions, where they could use their own intuition, and they could develop their insight while being independent and autonomous as well, not just kind of having to have sessions with me. So I started recording meditations and sound healings for people and emailing them out. And I thought, why am I recording this just for one person? Why don't I try and compile some practices? So I kind of started doing that when I got here, and that will launch in January. I've started developing my client base here in Scotland. I'm still working with all of my Australian clients, which is just such a privilege to be able to do that and have them not have me depart. Although I know a lot of really beautiful practitioners in Melbourne, I've been able to kind of have them come over with me, which has kept me grounded, I think, as well. It's had me not missing Australia too much. And just developing, I suppose, the online space this year really gave me a lot of opportunity to expand. I think, we've talked about this in the past, but it really doesn't feel like a limit for me. I just love the ability to make friends online, and I've made a lot of friends locally without ever having left my house, because, we can't really do that at the moment. So just meeting a lot of really like-minded people, I'm just really open to seeing where it all goes. And even though I've worked really hard the last year, it's all been really easy. It's all come to me at the right time, and I'm really just trying to stay open to seeing what directions I'm taken in, rather than forcing and deciding where I need to be, which is such a shift. And I'm so blessed that, all of this goodness is coming to me when I'm ready for it.
Ah, my gosh, I love it so much. Just again, listening to you, we've been talking about your growth and how that's happened in your personal life, but you can see how it grounds itself right into your day-to-day, and how it really is benefiting you now. Like, you're so much more responsive, Tahlee. Like, this is what feels good, or this isn't what feels good, and I'm going to let that go. I'm not holding on to it or trying to control it. Like, just really allowing that all to flow so nicely. And oh my goodness, I love it so much. It's so good. So good.
Such a privilege, like, just to stay open and put your energy into staying open, and not into forcing something. And like you said, like, if something comes in and it doesn't fit and you let it go, it's not a failure. It's something that points you in the right direction. And if you don't decide to assign shame or those negative values, then you don't wear them as heavily, and lessons as we go. But that's how it feels.
So true. So true. Oh my goodness. Amazing, amazing stuff. I can't wait to see the new website and online platform as well. And I'm still seeing you on social media, and I love following all of the things that you're doing. And I just know that 2021 is going to be amazing for you. Thank you so much for your time.
So good to see you from the other side of the world.
Yes, you too. You too. It's really lovely to just see how you're going, and I know we did so much work preparing you to be able to to move. And I love just seeing, I guess, how that's all coming to fruition now, and just watching you really bloom and thrive. It's so beautiful, Tahlee. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Loretta. It's been such a wonderful partnership, relationship, having you as my mentor and guide. And I think for a long time I was looking for you and I didn't know why or who I was waiting for, but I'm very grateful that I stumbled upon Nourished and it took me on that wild journey because yes, I'm a much grounded and I'm a much kind of open person because of it.
Amazing, amazing. Mwah. Thank you so, so much. Can't
Thank
wait
you,
to
Loretta.
your hug.
Yes, I think the next time I'm in Australia, I'll just maybe make a picnic or something and invite everyone down and just warm it up. It's going to be lots of love. I'm so excited to get back there.
Definitely, definitely. Okay. Well, enjoy your evening. Good night.
Yes, I hope you enjoy the future. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.
Thank you.